Okay, so lower, let me stop this music real quick. No car talk. I'm honestly trying to get it over with. I'm excited for today, but I got stuff to do later today, so I gotta speed this up. And somebody's waiting for the machine, so I'm not gonna do much talking. But line leg curls, first exercise. Got 100 loaded up on here, which is pretty good for my first lower B back. Pre-workout was 2 Kind bars, like 2 packs, a Red Bull, and electrolytes. That's about it. But yeah, let's do this if my music will load. Come on. Oh. Overshot that by a mile, but what else? All right, so time for leg extensions. Yeah, it's time for leg extensions. I'm gonna do these extremely lean back, obviously to target more of the rectus femoris, because on lower A's I do it just normally, just sitting up normally. So now we're switching it up a little, have a bit more variation in there. So that's all. That's all. This is what I'm listening to while I'm doing my set. Come on. Not much talking at all. I'm just going to hit this egregious amount of weight right now. Warmed up with 3 plates. It actually felt pretty good. Felt like I could do it properly. So we went up to, the max I've ever done is 3 plates. And it was 3 plates for, I don't remember the reps, but I put a 5 on each side. So I'm doing 10 pounds more than I've ever done my first day back. So it's pretty exciting. I'm gonna do this kind of quick because my phone is recording and that storage be booty. So I'm super hyped for this set. I want to do no talking, just get straight into it. Oh, oh. That was decent. Could have gone for probably 2 more, but I'm gonna cut it right there. So now we're actually gonna do a teeny bit of talking. So last set felt really good. It was a tad bit heavy, like the form was a bit whatever. Not form, but mainly a tempo. But yeah, it was really good. That was 2 reps in reserve, guaranteed. Like if I would like really force myself, I would have gotten 2 more reps. Now the reason I did not do that is because, especially when I start to do stuff like this again, like even though I did on my density day, I don't like to push the limits on exercises that mainly involve, like, you know, my lower back or stuff like that. Like there's certain movements where I know to, like, you know, actually be safe with it. There's some movements I'll just, you know, hammer away. But this is definitely one of those movements, especially since I'm doing them again for the first time. I mean, technically I already did it during density. Well, I did a similar thing during density day, a controlled deadlift, but wow was that. This is what I'm saying, like once my body starts relearning stuff, like my strength jumps super quick. So sometimes even instead of just getting back to where I'm at, I actually go and surpass where I was at. Like there's been times where that happened, where I take a hiatus, and then when I come back, and as I relearn the movements, I end up actually being stronger than where I left off, which is crazy, because literally, like, sometimes I'm like, damn, like I was struggling to progress from this, right? You know, I'm talking about like the point where I left off from, and then I come back, and then all of a sudden, boom. So, you know, it just goes to show. Literally, this is probably the direct result of the density day. My body, sort of, even though I was doing something a little bit different, it was kind of like the same concept, except involving a bit more back. But my body's already relearning it, and it's already like surpassing the level that it was at least when it comes to this movement in particular. You know, because this is the only movement where it's like kind of like repeated, like I've done something similar to it. The other movements are still kind of like the next session that I roll around on them, then there'll probably be quite a difference. But as for now, yeah, so my second set is actually going to be 3 plates, 3 whole plates. I was thinking of bumping it down to like 2 plates and a 25, this and that, but honestly I just feel like going hard. I mean, I feel good. There's 20 pounds less, so it should feel considerably like lighter. But yeah, I was just super excited to hit this set, and I don't know what song to put. Let's put Euphoria by Chiro Nami. This plays an ad. Here we go. I love that. Absolutely love that. Another ad. 2 ads. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Hold on. Oof. That was less reps, but I really try to like hone in on the form right there. That was pretty taxing, but flip it, dude. On to the next one. Oh, much talking right now. I'm just gonna hit another egregious set here. This is gonna be hard, especially. I'm gonna try to slow it down as much as possible. I mean, 5 plates, I think. So it felt fine. So I'm pretty sure this should be a good set. Let's go. Whew. Not now. No, fucking now. Come on. Boop. Boop. Move. Let's fucking work. Come on. Move. 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 Okay. All right, so last set of these. What was I gonna say? So yeah, last set, it was actually pretty good. It was obviously very, very heavy. What I was mainly concentrating on is full knee flexion, so getting as deep as possible, but also being very mindful of when my back starts to round, because obviously me having these long legs makes squat pattern movements very, very difficult for me, long femurs. That's why I'm extremely weak in stuff like hack squat, stuff like Smith machine squats, and just normal squats in general. Leg press is one of those only movements where I could like literally just focus on my legs getting from point A to point B, because the leverage just isn't there with the other movements. But did it super controlled, which was essential in order to not let my back round, because if I just drop the weight and lose tension in my core, I just, you know, lose that tightness and my back just starts to round, and then I just start overcompensating with glutes and, you know, other muscles. So I do have my feet a bit externally rotated. I just find it really uncomfortable when my feet are just internally rotated during squatting movements. So I just have them slightly, not like a bunch, but also not, you know, completely internally rotated. So there's that. What else? Freaking my core is actually sore from yesterday. I don't know what I did yesterday, what movement required so much core activation, but my core is actually sore. I don't know if it's because I've been bracing properly for movements and actually embracing my core like I should to keep my spine neutral, because core bracing is actually like one of the essential parts to keeping your spine in a neutral position and really, really generating force. Like if you can't lock in your abs and lock in your spine, you're setting yourself up for failure, and right about every single movement. Not failure, but you know, you're robbing yourself from you know, that tension, you know, recruiting all those type 2 muscle fibers. Is it type 2? My brain is fried. But yeah, man, it was super dope. Like my core was just locked in. My core was so locked in. It's almost like the movement. Hold on, what is it? Leg raises, hanging leg raises. That little movement where you like kind of like you pull your pelvic bone. But what am I saying, bro? Oh my gosh, you pull your pelvis like forward, and then like everything's just straight. Like my core was like genuinely so locked in. My lower back did not move. Like I had to disconcentrate in order to let my lower back move. But let's get it, man. This is the last set I'm gonna record. Then I'm just gonna sit on a seated calf raise and do calf raises for the rest of the workout, really. Let's go. Woo. 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 Okay, so I wasn't close to failure, but I just didn't feel like doing more. And plus, on that last set, I was actually getting a bit lightheaded. So I'm not gonna force myself, right? Again, first day back on leg press. Not gonna beat myself up over it. If I feel like, because there comes a point where, because of my breathing, how exhausted I am, it does become a bit hard to concentrate. Because I'm not gonna lie, stabilizing your core and all that, like, it's still something that I need to master. Like, it's not something that just comes naturally, oh, let me do this. Like, it's something that I genuinely have to master and practice and learn to implement it, like, in every single movement. So I actually have to concentrate a lot. In order to do a movement like locked in, everything's perfect, I really, really have to concentrate. And for some reason, it takes a lot more energy out of me than if I were just doing these, pumping out as many reps as possible. Doing it the proper way and concentrating on everything you need to concentrate, it's a bit more exhausting. And I was getting to a point where my form was kind of slipping. Even if it's a little bit, I'm a bit perfectionist when it comes to my reps. I don't like a little bit of rounding. Like, I won't beat myself up over it, but it's not like I'm gonna be satisfied with it either. So I was noticing my breathing was kind of off. Things were slightly off. It's my last set. I'm pretty exhausted. I'm like, let me dial it down. I already went pretty hard today, considering it's my first day back. So I'll just sacrifice this because I'm pretty happy with how this session went. So next time we'll hit it for more. What is there to do?